Hey there YouTube, this is SJM4306 back with another video. This time we're looking at a product by a company called Sanag, and they reached out to me. They make a bunch of kind of sporty earbuds sort of things, and this guy caught my eye and they very kindly sent this over. Now the cost of this I believe is about 50 bucks, which isn't super cheap but also not super expensive for what clearly is like meant for like a sporty kind of sports waterproof whatnot type of earbud sort of thing. These are a little different though. These aren't quite normal earbuds. These are bone conduction headphones, I guess you could call them. I've never had a pair of bone conduction headphones. I'm really excited. I've been meaning to try them out forever. I have open ear ones. I love open ear style earbuds, by the way. They're some of the most comfortable and some of my most favorite types of earbuds are open ears. And so I really want to see how bone conduction compares because they're different. They use different mechanism. So these actually rest against the bone right outside your ear, like the part of your skull actually. And they have little transducers that like vibrate, and a rubber pad that touches your skin, and directly underneath your skin is the bone. So they actually transfer sound waves through your skull into your inner ear canal. And I've heard, so obviously like this kind of mechanism works like underwater and stuff, like where normal speakers just would not work properly really, other than the kinds that actually seal inside your ear. But these keep your ears actually are like here and completely isolated basically. So yeah, this should be interesting. I've heard that there may or may not be an issue with bass, because apparently it's hard to transfer bass frequencies through your skull, but like mid-range and highs should be good. We'll see. Anywho, the model specifically is the B60S Pro Max, and these have a second very interesting feature. They have a 64 gig internal memory, so you can store MP3s directly inside the headphones, and so you don't even need a phone, but they also double as Bluetooth headphones too. So I really like that idea. I can go for jogs or like cycling and not need to take my phone necessarily and have it draining and supplying the music for the headphones. That's really cool. Anywho, this comes in black. I don't think there is a on their site I saw it comes in black, white, like a navy blue, and like a pretty cool looking orange. They emailed me saying that they might have run out of black ones, so they might send me an orange one. I was kind of hoping for the orange one actually, because it's uncommon enough that I don't think I own any orange headphones, and this would definitely stick out. They sent me the black ones. It's fine. Here you can see they're super light, comfortable, sweat proof, compatible with iOS and Android. It's compatible with everything. They're Bluetooth headphones. Yeah, you can see Bluetooth 5.3, 64 gigs of memory built in, and there is like a USB cable that you use to transfer all that. 5 volts, 100 milliamps, and the internal battery is 140 milliamp hours. Charging time 2 to 3 hours. Yeah, that's about standard. Manufactured towards the end of last year. But yeah, 50 bucks is not super cheap, but also I think you get some added value from having that built-in MP3 player. I will probably end up using that. Oh, they did send me the orange ones. Let's go. I was really hoping it was orange. I was going to be slightly disappointed if it was black. So yeah, that looks awesome. I love that shade of orange. It's reminiscent of like the 90s Sony kind of sport. Well, actually, I guess it was early 2000s. They had like the S line of sports MP3 players and headphones, and it was like this bright, vibrant orange. So this is really cool. There's a little tab to open it on the side here. There is some text here. It says Sports Headset Acavity and then SSQVP Extreme. Okay, and obviously the branding Sanag and Sanag, I guess is. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right, and their logo is just an S. So, yeah. Take these out. Oh wow, they are light. Kind of hollow feeling around the bud areas. I guess the speaker, oh yeah, it's like rubber, which makes sense. It's silicone probably, because it has to like touch your skin and it can't be hard plastic. We have like a rubber membrane buttons here, and they're all sealed, obviously. We have indicator light holes here. We have the charging contacts, so obviously there's more than two. It's not just for charging, it has to do data, so this is definitely going to be USB 2.0. And we have silicone and the wire that connects the two sides, and it does apply some clamping force. It's like a metal spring. The other side just has their logo and FCC information, and that's kind of it. Yeah, these are very light, and they're very small when they're just kind of coiled up like that. So I like that already. Let's see, there's a plastic molding for the box to hold the headphones in, and hopefully I can pull this out. Probably the cord and everything's underneath here. Yep. So we have our USB charging cord / data cord, and it is actually decently long. I appreciate that. Do not lose this cord. This is going to be, I'm going to guess, custom. It's like not a standard USB cord because it uses these little pogo pins. And it does click on. It is one way. Good. And yeah, that's how you charge it and or transfer music. And just USB on the other side. The length is about like 2.5, 3 feet. So it's like decently long. And it's a nice cord. Like the rubber feels real nice. And yeah, very nice positive kind of snap to there. And obviously when you're transferring, you probably just want to set this down and don't accidentally play with this and disconnect it. But yeah, the solution for charging is pretty nice. I guess they could have had the USB-C connector and like some kind of waterproof flap, but yeah, this is definitely a lot more foolproof. Just gold contacts there, which are not likely to corrode at all. Warranty card. They provide a 1-year warranty from the date of purchase, and I guess you just fill out the information there, etc., etc. And we have the manual itself here. That looks like Japanese. It should be pretty easy to learn how to use this. Yeah, it's like literally only 3 pages. 4, I guess, if you count the picture, the diagram of it. Yeah, we'll figure out how to use this. Any other interesting specifications? No. Matters that need attention, troubleshooting. Yeah, I'm just going to use this. I'm going to put a bunch of MP3s on here. And I'm pretty sure it'll only probably play MP3s. I highly doubt this will play FLACs. But let me set this up, use this, and let you guys know what my findings are. I'm really excited to try, finally, after years and years of hearing about bone conduction headphones, trying a pair of these. So let me get back to you guys. Okay, I'm back with the Sanag branded bone conduction headphones. These were my first bone conduction pair of headphones I've tried, and I've read a lot about their positives and their cons, their negatives. And I would say that I'm pleasantly surprised that these ended up being as good as they are from what I've read about the downsides of bone conduction headphones. And the biggest thing I've heard is they don't get loud and there's no bass. I'm happy to say this has enough bass that I'm willing to listen to it and it sounds decent to me. Obviously, I could always go with more bass. I always want more bass. But these were definitely not unlistenable to me. These actually sounded pretty decent. I did notice an interesting side effect of bone conduction headphones. If there's any kind of semi-loud sound around you, it drowns out these. But also on the other side of that coin, if you plug your ears or use any kind of hearing protection, the bass and the sound quality and the volume on these will increase double. Obviously, it kind of defeats the purpose of using one of these to keep your ears open than to only turn around and replug your ears to get better sound quality and louder volume. But it is an option, I guess, if you use these for swimming. Yeah, that might be an option if you wanted to. It'll both keep water out of your ears. Probably if you wear these, I haven't worn these and then dunked my head underwater. Not something I really do for testing. But I bet you that would also affect the sound quality. It would probably offer some kind of noise insulation in your ears, and probably end up increasing the volume and the sound quality on these as well. Just probably not quite as efficiently as if you used like the foam ear tips that you for hearing protection. Anywho, battery life on these seemed pretty decent. I ran these for like probably about 15 hours till it gave me like the low volume warning. And that was using these with both paired to Bluetooth the entire time and playing the onboard media. I think that's the biggest cool thing about these is you don't necessarily need a phone. You can just store your MP3s directly on here. This has 64 gigabytes, I think it was, which is like pretty massive amount of memory to have. That's a lot of MP3s. So it's really cool being able to just wear these, disconnect my phone, or like walk away from my phone completely and go out of range, and these will just continue playing off the built-in memory. Now, the only downside with that built-in memory is there's no way to like organize your music, and there's no, as far as I found, there's no way to like shuffle the music either. It just plays in order till it gets to the end, and then it stops. I really wish that they had a shuffle mode, like maybe you hold two buttons or something. Maybe they do. I really haven't looked at the manual, but I think the quick look I took at it when I unboxed this, I couldn't find anything that referred to changing playback modes on the built-in memory. So you might just be stuck playing the music back sequentially according to how you wrote the music to the internal memory. The write speed isn't super fast. It's USB 2, but I think it maxed out at like 2 to 4 megabytes a second, and it fluctuated between transfers. So you're going to be sitting here quite a while. First time you get these, plug these in to charge, just transfer your music and leave it alone for a couple hours as it transfers all your tracks over to the internal memory. It's going to take quite a while, so this isn't something that I would routinely change out your music on or anything like that. That's going to take far too long. But yeah, Bluetooth, I had these, I actually used these in the shower. I wanted to see like the waterproof rating and whatnot. So I used these in the shower with it connected to my phone, like probably about like 10-ish feet away. No connection issues. The water didn't seem to affect, dropouts or anything like that. I had no dropouts. The buttons work to control your phone as well, so that's definitely as expected. Sound quality was like pretty decent, though with running water near you, it does sort of muffle the sound a little bit. But yeah, I was able to run water over my head with these on. Didn't really massively seem to do anything to these. I mean, these are all hard plastic and then rubber everywhere else. So they are definitely sealed very well, and it didn't seem to dislodge the headphones or anything. These silicone pads were well adhered to my temple. Well, not really your temple. It's the bone, I guess your jawbone, right outside of where your ear is. The top of your jawbone is where these seat. As for comfort, you do feel a slight pressure on that bone, like right outside your ear. It's not uncomfortable. It did take like a little bit of time to get used to because I'm not used to having pressure on that part of my skull. Headphones usually press like either at your temple or like you're just under your ears, wherever, the bottom of your jawbone, I guess that would be, or whatever. These press just forward of your ear, so that's a little weird. But you get used to this pretty quick, and there were several times when I was wearing these for like 4 or 5 hours straight, and I forgot that I had these on. Bone conduction has a very interesting side effect of, normally when you wear headphones, you hear music coming from the speakers in the headphones, so it's very obvious that I have something just outside my ear or plugged into my ear, and that's where the music's coming from. These, you put these on, and it sounds like the music is emanating from the center of your skull, like you're inside your brain. It sounds like these are beaming music directly into your brain, which is pretty wild. There's no apparent direction of the music. Like with other headphones, I can definitely tell that the music is coming from a certain direction. You don't get that with these. It sounds like music is being beamed directly into your head, and the music is emanating from inside your brain, which is kind of wild. It was actually really cool having that experience. I've never experienced that before, so that's really cool. The magnetic connection is decently strong enough to hold on the port. If you're charging these, it doesn't really matter the orientation. I'll hold it on. If you're transferring music, I would have these facing up with the cord snapped on, on the top side, because you don't want to disconnect that or jostle it while it's transferring music. It could corrupt the memory chip or like the files or whatever. So I would just have it faced up like this and the cord just connected, and yeah, no risk of it disconnecting or moving around while it's working. There are indicator LEDs here to show you when it's charging or transferring music, or on. It'll flash blue periodically. Yeah, I mean, they're decently bright. They're just little holes for the LEDs to shine through. Nothing special. Other than that, it's hard to tell that these are on or not. I will say the amount of time you have to hold the middle power button to turn it on or off is always longer than I think it is. You have to hold it for a good 5 or 6 seconds. So several times I've wanted to turn it on or off, and I tried to hold the button for only 2 to 3 seconds, and that didn't cut the mustard. So clearly, this just takes getting used to. Every Bluetooth device is slightly different. I do appreciate that the volume buttons just work. It's just single click up, single click down, or double click to track skip. That all works just fine. Yeah, overall, I don't think these were super expensive. I want to say these were $60-ish. I'll put a correction if I'm wrong down here. And also, they might have been on sale. I don't remember or not. So they might be a little more, a little less than that. But yeah, I think these are actually a really good pair of headphones if you need specifically bone conduction or want to try bone conduction headphones. I know they sell much more expensive brands like Aftershocks are well over $100. I've never tried those, obviously, but these have given me an appreciation of bone conduction for very specific scenarios that I would want to use these for. And I'm happy that I tried them. And I'm happy that I tried them and not had to shell out $150 or $200 for a name brand pair of bone conduction speakers. So yeah, pleasantly surprised with Sanag, however you pronounce it. These are sort of like a budget pair of noise bone conduction speakers, I would say. And they definitely live up favorably in my mind for very specific scenarios and situations. I also appreciate that they have colorways that are not just your standard boring, dark blue, dark green, black, gray. I love this orange color, high vis. These are, I would say I would wear these for running, swimming, exercise in general. I've used other type of earbuds while exercising, and they get nasty after a while. These don't really have that problem. You'll get some sweat around this. It's silicone. You just wipe it off with a damp rag, and it's clean. So these definitely clearly are marketed towards people who are into physical activity and exercise and competitive sports or whatever. These would be good for that, for practicing. Clearly, you're not going to use one of these in a competition. But yeah, anywho, I've been really wanting to try these out for years and years, and I'm very thankful Sanag sent me a pair of these so I can finally try them out. Personally, I probably won't reach for these over other type of earbuds or headphones. I generally prefer sound quality above almost all else, with the exception of I like comfort as well, obviously. And these have comfort, but these don't have quite the deep bass that I'm looking for. I would like to see in the future if they could increase the bass on these. These might be perfect, honestly. But for now, I think I'll stick with noise canceling pair of earbuds that have much more tune tight, controlled sound characteristics because they plug into your ear hole. Those generally are going to sound better than this. But there are situations where this trumps them in pretty much every other way. Namely, if you're doing physical activity, I will definitely use these when I'm cycling or running on a treadmill because these are just superior for that kind of situation. Anyway, once again, huge thanks to Sanag for sending these guys in for review. If you guys are interested, I will have links down below, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.